What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reaction, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have After Forever. Yes, indeed. How about that? After Forever making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bob, do me a favor. Before you do all those clicks and likes, please watch the whole video first. Okay, give me a chance to earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video is done, you'll feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Wenchow101, and Wenchow wanted to see me react to this by After Forever called My Pledge of Allegiance #1, The Sealed Fate. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, time out, I recognize this, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by, oh, I hope I pronounced this right, Behaimovich123, sure, why not? And the video has 139,875 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. After Forever, My Pledge of Allegiance #1, The Sealed Fate. Lyrics. Okay. Well, when they say lyrics, sometimes the lyrics are on the screen, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're down in the video description. Maybe this is a lyric video. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Instrumentally, I'm digging it. I'm digging the instrumental. I'm digging the music of this. I'm digging the instrumental parts. Guitar, bass, drums, all the other musical instruments involved. I'm digging all of it. There's nothing happening musically that I am not enjoying. I want to be very clear about that. On the flip side, if I'm being honest here, the vocals. I am not feeling those vocals at all. The meter is just everywhere. It is not concise. It doesn't even really fit. The vocal meter, not what they're saying, not what they're singing, but the placement of the syllables, the placement of the words, the meter. That I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling the phrasing. I'm not feeling the meter at all. I think it sounds very poorly planned and very poorly executed. Like they went and recorded this with never rehearsing the vocals. Like they had the music perfectly down, and they went in the studio and recorded the music. The music sounds great. Okay, let's throw some vocals on there. And they wrote vocals down, went into the recording booth, and recorded them in what it got on the first take is what they got. It feels forced. It feels forced. Like it's not lining up, and it just doesn't feel good, man. It really doesn't. I'm not digging the vocals at all. But like I said, musically, I'm digging this 100%. Absolutely. So let's see where this goes. Still having the same issue. I want to make sure I'm very clear on this though, on the vocals. My gripe is not with what's being sung. My gripe is not in the notational, in the melodic lines, what's being sung. Everything from a melodic standpoint that is being sung sounds fantastic. She has an amazing range, absolutely amazing range. I like the tone in her voice. It's very appropriate. That kind of classically trained vocal style fits like a glove. My only gripe about the vocals, and unfortunately it's a big gripe, is the placement, the meter, the temper of where the words are being placed within the meter. That is where my issue lies. Not in what's being sang or how it's being sang, but it's strictly in how it's being phrased. That's it. That's my only gripe. But unfortunately, that is a big deal because it makes the entire song sound uncomfortable because it's not lining up. I'm just not digging it, man. I'm not. It's a shame because I hear so many good things. And I can't get behind it because that is such a it's a small issue, but I mean it's not a small issue. It's only a single issue. It's only one thing, but it's a big thing. It's a big deal. Anyway, let's keep going here. Sum it up for you right here with this one line. I can sum it all up. Okay, this line here, that I find myself confined, right? That felt good. The meter felt good on that one. It wasn't great, but it was good. It made sense. Let me back up a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I find. Okay, that works. That works. Let me back up again. The lyric is so coming on the end of 4 with the I. I find myself on the next measure, the downbeat of the next measure, self confined. So find came in on 2. But it made sense. It's still lined up because he came in with con and held con over into it, right? Okay. That made sense. Now, that was okay. I was okay with that line. Here we go. The next line. 1, 2, 3. On the downbeat of 4, between. On tween, you have the downbeat of the next measure, right? Okay. That's fine. Why would you put and as the downbeat of the next measure? You could have had feelings if you had just gotten to and sooner. Why did you make desires so long? You could have put between furtive desires and feelings. That would have been so much better. It would have made so much more sense from a phrasing standpoint. And they just, so why in the world would you have and, a conjunction word, be the downbeat? That should be the word, that should be on 4 of the measure prior, not the downbeat of 1 on the next measure. That just does not feel right. It does not make sense. Just felt so awkward. I had a feeling that might have been Flor Jensen singing. I had a feeling. Yeah, it's one thing. It's just one thing, but it's such a huge thing. I'm going to do everything I can to give this a good score, but I can't make any promises, guys. Let me think about it. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was After Forever with My Pledge of Allegiance #1, The Sealed Fate. This was a request from Wenchow101, and this was actually Wenchow's prioritized request for the month of September for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Wenchow. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. I thought about this, and man, I tried. I really tried to do everything I possibly could to get this score up as high as possible. But that issue, that one thing, it just kept coming. And I really wish this was not such a big deal. But guys, it is a big deal. When we're talking about vocal delivery, unfortunately, it is a big deal. And we'll talk about what I mean by that. Let me give the score I came up with first. And I'm being serious, guys. This is the best score I could possibly do. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.4. Yep, 7.4. I feel good about that score. Much as I would love to make it higher, I just can't. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Without this one issue were to be magically corrected, this would be up in the 8s. This would be up in the mid 8s. 8.4, 8.5, 8.6. Somewhere in there. Possibly 8.7, but that would be a stretch if I'm being honest. But it could have happened. It could have happened. This one issue. So let's start musically, okay? Musically, I dug it. I dug those Hindu lines at the beginning, the Hindu scales, the 1 to flat 2 to 4, 1 to flat 2 to major 3 to 4, down to major 3, down to flat 2, down to 1. Loved that, okay? I was feeling that. It felt good. Great way to start because it had that type of a feel through the entire song. It absolutely did. The chord changes felt good. Key changes even felt good. When we moved up to E and then down to G, felt really nice. Everything musically, from an instrumental standpoint, everything musically instrumentally sounded good. I'll even go as far as say it sounded great, if I'm being honest. Okay, I will give it that. Instrumentally, this song was great. Okay, had some great feel changes. The subdivisions were nice. chordally, it flowed really well. The melodic lines felt really good. From an instrumental standpoint, I have absolutely no gripe with the song whatsoever. I think they did a great job. Vocally, the vocal tone I liked. Even when I found out it was, it's funny. I had a feeling while I was listening to this. I'm like, that sounds like Florian. That sounds, but I'm not 100% sure, so I didn't want to open my mouth. When I saw the credits roll and I saw her name, I'm like, yeah, okay, I was right. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. So even when Floor was going up the upper register, it still sounded clean. It still sounded clear. It still sounded supported. Even though it was softer, it was still supported and protected. So I absolutely appreciate everything they did vocally from a tonal standpoint, from a dynamic standpoint, from a pitch standpoint. Everything was nice vocally. Even whoever was doing the grit and growl sounded really good. Now that very well may have been Floor as well. I don't know. It could have been, but it might have been another guy. So I don't know. I mean, it could have well been either way. But in either case, the vocals were done well from all standpoints, except one, and this one is glaring. The phrasing, the meter, the placement of the syllable just did not make any sense whatsoever. Every once in a while, we would have that line. We would have a line that it was okay. It could have been a little better, could have been a little tighter, could have been a little better thought out. But I mean, at least it worked. But then we had a lot of lines that just, I'm sitting here scratching my head going, why? And I'll give you a great example. That last line where they had "and" as the downbeat of 1 in the third measure. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you have "and" as a downbeat, a conjunctive, a conjunction word, and? No! Conjunction words should be on the downbeat of 4, or on the upbeat of 4, or on the downbeat of 3 and held. But downbeat of 1? Why? That screwed up the entire meter. The entire phrase messed up because the placement of the words and the placement of the syllables didn't make any sense. It just didn't. The phrasing was off. It just was so uncomfortable. It didn't flow at all. It just didn't make any sense at all. And that, unfortunately, and no, listen, I know a lot of people are going, well, what? That's not a big deal. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, it is a big deal. And as much as I wish I could say it wasn't a big deal and say, we'll just knock off a couple tenths of a point. We'll lower like 0.3, 0.4. I can't. It is a huge deal. I had to knock off a full point because of it. And then some. You know, like I said, I was thinking like 8.4. That would have been a full point. Somewhere between 8.4 and 8.6 is what I was really feeling the song would have deserved without that one issue. But unfortunately, that issue is big. It is a glaring issue, which is why we had to come all the way down to a 7 point. Now, here's the thing. Even with that full point knock, it's still getting a really good score. I know Nightwish fans are not used to seeing me give anything under an 8 to anything related to Floor Jansen or to Nightwish. Well, here we are, folks. This is the day. So yeah, I mean, it's still a really good score, though. It is. It's not great. As much as I'd like to give it a great score, but yeah, really, it is a really good song. Like I said, I loved the instrumental. I did. And everything vocally, other than the phrasing, I enjoyed as well. It sounded really good. It was fitting. It was well executed and well done. Only the phrasing had been done better. If only there had been more attention put to the phrasing and the meter, we would be having a much different discussion, I promise you. But unfortunately, we don't. So we are going to be stuck at a 7.4. Still a really good score. Okay, it is. It could have been higher. But anyway, 7.4 is where we're at. 7.4 is where we're going to stay. So, 7.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.